Since Thanksgiving is here, I thought I'd make a video about what Thanksgiving is all about. It's being thankful, it's being grateful. And I understand it's hard to be grateful, to be thankful during times where you may think that it's very dark, it's very grim, that you have nothing to be thankful for, that this country is going down, that this world is going down. But let me tell you, that is the time to be grateful, is in the hard times. And especially if you are watching this, you have so much to be grateful for. I guarantee it. Let's talk about it.
Back and I'm better than ever. Whoa. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them.
Before we get into it, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Listen, I don't want this video to be one of those corny things and just, oh, whatever's happening in your life, just be grateful and just don't worry about the things that are happening. I'm not trying to be this toxic, positive person. But also, sometimes people need a kick in the pants and a reminder of actually how grateful you should be.
What she wants is a good kick in the pants.
Many issues have been talked about through the election cycle, through the past few years, one of them being abortion, right? People have fought to keep the choice of being able to kill a human fetus that is growing inside their body. But have we forgotten? Have we forgotten to be thankful for the fact that we can get pregnant, that we can have babies, that we can continue life? I think we have forgotten. The ability to get pregnant these days is decreasing significantly because of our food, because of the environment, because of birth control, because of things that we're putting into our bodies. In the United States, 1 in 5 women between 15 and 49 years old struggle with primary infertility, and about 1 in 20 women struggle with secondary infertility, which is being infertile after you have a first child. Approximately 48 million couples live with infertility around the world. The fact that you can get pregnant and then you choose to abort that child is a massive privilege. So just realize that if you get pregnant, there are many other women who wish they had that experience. Of course, I am not talking about or incest. I'm talking about people who don't take responsibility and don't make the choice to have safe sex. Just being reckless and continuing to kill human life. Be grateful that you have the ability to kill human life. You don't have that ability unless you're a pregnant woman with a human fetus inside of you.
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
People want to leave social media platforms. They want to leave the country. They want to leave their friends and family because people have different opinions than them. But have we forgotten that we should be grateful that we have the option to have different opinions, that we have the option to vote for who we want or to not even vote? In Bolivia, they have a policy of compulsory voting. The country introduced the law in 1952, which requires all citizens to cast a ballot. Although compulsory voting is present in 27 countries around the world, it isn't always enforced. In Bolivia, however, non-voters can be fined and even denied their salary if they cannot show proof of voting within 3 months after the election. Advocates of compulsory voting argue that democratic governments become more legitimate when higher proportions of the population participate, and that voting, whether voluntary or not, helps create a more educated citizenry. The main argument against compulsory voting is that it contradicts the idea of freedom associated with democracy. So even living in the United States, feeling that you have to leave or feeling that you don't have the choice of this or that, you have the choice. You have the choice to vote for who you want or to not even vote at all and still live in a democratic society. So be grateful for that.
I'm not leaving.
We want to shame people for having different opinions. But be grateful that you live in a country. Of course, I'm talking to people in the United States because I know it's different in different parts of the world. But be grateful that you can hold your own opinions and express them here in the United States because there are some countries who do not allow that. For example, German police took a 16-year-old schoolgirl out of her class after she was denounced by her head teacher for expressing political sympathies with right-wing party AFD in a harmless Smurf video. The incident has caused a national scandal in Germany. Now Loretta and her mother, Annette B., speak out publicly for the first time in an interview with conservative weekly Jungsfreiheit. I'm so sorry. The girl feels humiliated. Her mother fears for political freedom and civil rights in Germany. So just for simply sharing a video. Also, there were people who were arrested for thought crimes. Isabel von Spruce was arrested twice in 2023 for silently praying in a buffer zone in Birmingham. A public spaces protection order has been installed by local authorities to ban all expressions of approval or disapproval of abortion on the streets near an abortion facility. In what is widely thought to be the first thought crime case in 21st century Britain, Von Spruce was charged even though she had prayed imperceptibly and not expressed any opinion outside of her own mind. There's more. A Catholic priest, Father Sean Go, was also charged for holding a sign within a buffer zone reading "Praying for Free Speech." Both were tried at Birmingham Magistrates Court and fully acquitted of all charges with legal support from ADF UK after the prosecution were unable to offer no evidence. Two further individuals, Adam Smith Connor and Livia Tosicki Bolt, will face trial later this year after both being charged with breaching buffer zones on separate occasions in Bournemouth. Adam Smith Connor, like Isabel von Spruce, prayed silently in his head. Livia Tosicki Bolt, a long-term crisis pregnancy support volunteer, held a sign reading "Here to talk if you want." So two of those people prayed silently in their heads, and they were arrested because of it. We think diversity is about race, gender, height, I don't know. But the true diversity is in our experiences. It's in our thoughts. And if we stop being able to think for ourselves and to think differently, then we stop altogether. So be grateful that you live in a country, wherever you're at, that allows you to speak your mind, to have your own opinions, even if the opinion of someone else doesn't agree with your opinion. Because once their opinion is outlawed, don't worry, they're coming for you next. People want to leave their actual bodies. We have to be thankful for the bodies that we have. Studies reveal that minors who are put on puberty blockers for the purposes of gender affirmation are extremely likely to go on to take cross hormones such as estrogen and testosterone. Studies show that up to 93% of children who begin on puberty blockers will go on to receive cross-sex hormone injections. Experts say that the transgender industry's early medical intervention actually deepens and prolongs feelings of gender dysphoria that would otherwise go away on their own. This is what makes gender affirming, that is, sex denying, medical interventions on minors such a medical atrocity. These interventions fast track troubled kids onto a path to sterilization and lifelong medical problems. Many of this gender dysphoria goes away after puberty. I really do think that being grateful for what you have is so important. And we are teaching our kids that, hey, you don't feel good about this right now? Well, let's change it. Let's change it instead of sitting in it and recognizing the beauty of what you have and who you are. We need to be able to sit in that discomfort instead of changing it. And even more dangerously, sterilizing people and giving them lifelong medical problems. I would never want to give surgery to a kid who doesn't need it, who does not have actual physical medical problems. When I was a kid, I wished I was a boy. I would lay in bed at night and say, please make me a boy. I want all the girls to like me. But I didn't transition, and I am a woman, and I love being a woman. And I have had to go through struggles with my body, who I am, but I am so grateful that I went through those struggles because now I am a stronger version of me and of who God made me to be.
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
And listen, our two presidential nominees this year, I know it's really hard to be grateful for either one of them if you don't like them, but I am thankful for Kamala Harris. Because she showed me what I don't want. She showed me of how a presidential nominee can spend $1 billion and lose. She showed me how much celebrities actually do not matter or influence my opinions. I am grateful that she showed me all of the unnecessary things that our country is spending money on, that our government is spending money on, like gender transitions for illegal immigrants in prisons. I'm grateful that she showed me that because I didn't know that was going on before. I'm grateful that she showed me DEI doesn't work. Hiring somebody because they are a woman and because they are Black does not mean they are qualified. So thank you. I am so grateful for Kamala Harris coming into my life, coming into all of our lives, and showing us what we do not want.
I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
And people hate Trump, but man, they get a lot of airtime talking about him. I'm thankful for Donald Trump because he is not a perfect human, and he doesn't claim to be, but he is a human that wants to help people, that wants to stand up for people, that wants to protect people who can't protect themselves. And he's shown me that he can take so much heat. So me coming out and saying my opinions and my thoughts, my values, whatever that means, that I can also be brave. And he's also shown me that just because he does business doesn't mean he has to take things personally. There's this video from RFK that I really enjoyed listening to, give you a glimpse into what Trump is like.
On 2 occasions, I sued him. He was trying to build golf courses up in the New York City reservoir watershed. And I sued him successfully to stop that. At one point, my wife at that time had been trying to find she wanted to go to Palm Beach for the weekend to see my mom over Easter, and I said, I want to buy tickets for all the kids, and she said, what if I find a free ride? And I said, okay. I didn't think she was going to do it, but then she said, I found a free ride, and I said, who? And she said, Donald Trump, and I said, I'm suing him. And she said, he told me he knows you're suing him, but it's okay anyway. And we ended up flying down with them, and I had a great time. I still sued him.
It just kind of gives you a glimpse. I know we don't know every single thing about him, but gives you a glimpse of his humanity. In addition to his humanity, I just love that he is imperfect because it shows me and others that it's okay to be imperfect and you can still show up.
If I can do it, you can too.
Look, these are just a few things to think about and things to be grateful for and to be thankful for, because I know these days it's really hard to look out into the world and be grateful for something, because there's always something that we can find to complain about. The last thing I'll say is gratitude doesn't come from the easy times. It doesn't come from the times where it's like, everything's great. I'm so grateful. True gratitude comes from the hard times, comes from the times where you're like, geez, everything's terrible. God, I have to find something to be grateful for.
If you lack optimism, it's game over.
I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving, however you celebrate. Even if you don't celebrate, find something to be thankful or grateful for. What I want you to do is I want you to put that thing in the comments, what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Click that notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Now, go eat!
Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I seen